Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. It's JL here. This is going to be an updated yellow captain build guide for the Angmar or Mordor server. Level 50 is the cap. I've made a few swap outs to my current gear and build. And to start with, let's look at where my gear is at. So I've still got the Etch Barrel Earring of Willpower. This is hopefully soon to be swapped out for Edhel Harlos, which is a drop from Tharlak. It's just a lot more morale and tactical mitigation, just a better earring overall. Still have Langleil's earring, which is a quest reward. I've got the Etch Barrel Necklace of Might still, which also could be swapped out for Wanir Men, which is another Tharlak drop. Etch Barrel Bracelet of Morale. This is a pretty just good stat line for tanks, so I haven't really found anything much better than this. This is the Veteran Guardsman's Signet. You can get this from a skirmish vendor. It's just a lot of morale, which is kind of the only stat I needed because I've got my tactical mitigations overcapped and everything else. So I was just looking for some more morale. And along those lines, Loringar, which is a Tharlak drop once again, gives a little more morale than this does. So this is 13 vitality and 44 morale. This is 14 vitality and 44 morale, and it gives might. So might's a useful stat for tanking still. I have Lash Fragment Reforged. This is a drop from Thrang, the seasonal instance. Of course, if you didn't do that or you don't have this item, it's unobtainable now. So unfortunate. But there are a few pocket drops you can get in Rift and just various other places you can find some decent enough pocket drops, like Bilbo's Hand Handkerchief or whatever it's called is decent. My current helmet is Guardsman's Heavy Helm of Erulian. It just gives a ton of morale. You can get this from a skirmish vendor. I like it, so I grabbed it. And then I still have the West Tower set. And this is for tier 1 content, first and foremost. I have the Intricately Woven Grandmaster Standard of Hope crafted item, gives a ton of morale. I have the Resilient Targe of the Black Grave. There's a couple variations of this, but it drops some Sarch Vorn, which is an instance. Then I have Heart Twister, which is a fantastic one-handed weapon that drops from Urugarth. 13 vitality, 72 morale, crit defense, crit rating, parry. Nice stuff. So like I was saying before with the tier 1 versus maybe tier 3 content that you're looking to run, you're going to need a little bit of finesse when you are tanking for higher tier content, just because the enemies are 4 levels above you and their block, parry, evade is higher. So for threat generation that requires you to hit enemies, you'll need to have a little bit of finesse to bypass their block, parry, and evade. So for that, I just swap out my shoulder guards. Gives me 120 finesse. And then I swap out my bracer, which gives me 103 finesse. So now I'm at 249 finesse, which is good enough. And I haven't dropped my tactical mitigations much. You probably want somewhere around 1200-ish tactical mitigations for tier 3 content. Not that it's super necessary, because you know, everything's scaled weirdly right now, so tier 3 is not nearly as hard as it could be. And I still have 5,300 morale and, you know, a good amount of other defensive stats, which aren't as important, but I like resistance a lot because being able to avoid the stuns that come when you drop aggro from getting stunned, it's nice to not get stunned. So that is where I'm at for build-wise. I'll just put those back here. And with my full build for like landscape and stuff, I'm at 5,400 morale, and that is because I got the Vitality rank 11 from Tomes. It's on sale right now. It costs about $28 to buy it if you don't have any of them already in LotRO points. I had a few of these already, and I had some LotRO points saved up from Deeds, so I just went ahead and spent that on Tomes and got it up to 61 Vitality, which is a really nice boost. It's significant, so I can definitely feel that. Not only that, but one other place that I get a lot of my morale is from my virtue traits. I have almost all of them maxed out. I'm still working on a few. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 that I still need to get maxed out. But only 4 of them provide more morale. And at max rank, these give a passive of 29 morale. So I'm missing out on, 4 times 29 morale, which is really insignificant. It's like an extra 100, probably because some of them are leveled a bit, like an extra 100 morale that I'm missing right now from these, basically. But currently I'm running Tolerance, a fantastic virtue for tactical mitigation resistance. Awesome. Fortitude, Honor, Fidelity, which is great tactical mitigation. Again, very valuable stat. And Justice, max morale, tactical mitigation. You could go with like a couple of the other options. Like, I mean, Innocence gives resistance and tactical mitigation as secondary stats, but like the physical mitigation, I'm just not interested in. I'd rather have just a little bit more in combat morale regen. And of course there's Loyalty, which gives vitality, incoming healing, but the armor value is really not great. So Justice gives more morale anyway than Loyalty does. So even as a secondary stat. So that's where I'm at right there. Race traits don't matter. This is the current tank build I'm running. It hasn't changed a whole lot. One of the notable changes is that I dropped one of my points in Terrifying Bellow for 1 point in Strength of Numbers. I still don't think this is better. I just wanted to try out this and see if it's actually a decent enough heal. I'm not a huge fan of it so far. I just don't need the healing. So I'll probably swap off this, but Strength of Numbers has always been an interesting skill. It's just you never had the chance to use it because they didn't scale it properly to the max level. So anyway, this is where we were at for the trait tree. So I guess one of my recommendations, obviously it's grab the West Tower set. It's just a great set for tanking and everything's valuable. I mean, even the set bonus is very good. Vitality, 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 morale, might, power, etc. All that stuff is good things you can use. Getting this helmet is really, really easy, and it's just a ton of morale, which is always a stat that you can chase if you have your other stats taken care of, you know. Always make sure your tactical mitigations are taken care of before you chase more morale. It's really easy to get Heart Twister. It's really easy to get this shield. I guess the difficult items to get if you're trying to replicate this build would be Lash Fragment Reforged and Loringer, because this is a drop from Rift, which is, you know, you got to roll for it, makes it a little harder to get. So basically that. I mean, until you have Loringer, you can just wear 2 of these. So that's not bad. And then once you get this, you get a tiny, teeny little boost and everything in your stats. Obviously, yeah, Lash Fragment's not obtainable anymore, but you can get these crafted pieces here. The quest for Langleil's earring is so easy. Such a good earring. So yeah, like I said in my Red Captain video, the Yellow Captain build is really, 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 really easy. So just go for that one and use the same build, then swap to Red, and you'll still be useful. So that's my recommendation. But anyway, guys, I'm going to make probably one more update. My current goals are to get Wigfeld, Edhel Harlos, and maybe One-Ear Men. So once I have those 3 upgrades, I think I'm done. Hands off. This is the build for me. And I'll probably fiddle around a little bit with maybe my other items just to make sure I'm still reaching the stat caps that I want. But I think this is pretty much a complete captain, except for the extremely rare drops. So this is your defensive build. So anyway, thanks guys. Leave a like and a comment, and I'll catch you in the next one.